was a tough game to swallow for us. We were trying to defend the home court, and we failed tonight. I think we started off slow on offense, and we struggled on defense for the most part of the game, and I think that's something that we're not going to see that often at home.
Questions?
Alex, you guys tried to make a comeback there in the second half. You guys got it to under 10, and then Prentice Nixon hits a 3 late in the shot clock and in his face. Brito answers with a 3, and then Nixon comes right back down and does the same thing. How deflating is it for you guys to be able to be that close to trying to make it a closer game, and then forcing a tough shot, but still having the guy just be on fire that night?
Yeah, well, when it comes down to the end of the game, we give it all, like even more than what we think we can do, and then he's a good player, he's a good shooter, and he's known for hitting such shots, and he made 2 big shots at the end of the game. I think that's got them going, and it's just tough.
Did you guys have a little? You feel like kind of a letdown or anything tonight? It just seemed like you guys had a really strong hard time getting going.
Yeah. Well, usually we start off with our defense is kind of bringing the whole game like to our side, and I think defensively we made a few mistakes that cost us. And we were down 10 at half, and coming out in the second half, we got down 20 at one point, and I think that hurt us. And they're a rhythm team, and once they get going, it's kind of hard to stop them. And we see at the end of the game, we made a comeback, but they were still hot.
So you said the offense was struggling. Was that due to you, or due to them, or a combination?
I don't think anyone is to blame. There's some things that happen in basketball. Sometimes we're not hitting all the shots that we would like to hit. We're a little slow moving the ball, and I think that when we struggle on defense, it kind of impacts the offense as well because we're not able to push the ball as fast as we would like.
Started off Colorado State. This is 3 straight games now against this team. Is it just something they do, or what's?
Yeah, I mean, if you ask me, it's 3 straight games where they hit pretty tough shots in critical moments, and those threes are hurting us. But it's not like we're not there. We contesting them, and they've had a lot of success against us, and we're trying to get back.
Yeah, the 17 turnovers just seemed to kind of snowball one into the other. Did you see it that way on your side as well?
Yeah. The turnovers have been hurting us quite a bit. We've been doing a lot better job for the past couple games, and I think it's just one of these games where we kind of fall back a little bit, but we'll get back on top.
How are you feeling physically with what you've been through?
I'm recovering from my ankle sprain, and I'm trying out new ankle braces, and I think this is how I'm going to go about it from now on. And it's still a little soreness, but I'm getting back. I'll be good.
All right, Nico Carvaccio, I'm not sure what his last name is, 15 rebounds on the night. He was a force down low. How tough was it for you guys to really kind of contain him and the effect he had on the game?
Yeah, he's a good rebounder. He's an energy guy, and he's done his job well tonight. And I think towards the end of the game, he's had a few easy ones, but he had a couple big ones as well. So it is something that we need to do better. We're a little undersized, but we've proven before that we can go against bigger guys, and that's something that we need to do consistently.
Back and forth early on, they went on that 10 or so run right there towards the end of the first half. That's where they got that lead, and I just think we didn't respond very well to that. Defensively, we weren't great all game. They play an offense that we really haven't faced all year that's just free-flowing, a lot of motion. They don't run any sets. They move the ball well, and I think early on we did okay, but we struggled to adapt to that, and we dug ourselves too big of a hole and couldn't come back.
How deflating is it after the high you guys run last week to come in and have just a tough effort tonight?
Yeah, we knew we had a chance to get another big win, get ourselves to 4-1, and put ourselves in good position. So, it's a tough loss for us. Credit to them for coming in here. They needed a win. They were, I think, 1-3, so they were a desperate team, and they played more desperately than we did, and you got to give them credit, but we've got to find a way to respond.
What was
what was it about their physicality and the flow in the first half that kind of kept you guys from really getting going on the offensive end?
Yeah, they're a good defensive team. They have a couple good individual defenders, and we face the similar thing out at San Diego State where they pressure out real hard and they play. They extend their defense quite a bit, and when that happens, we tend to stop moving the ball. The ball doesn't move as much, and when that happens, our offense struggles.
You guys have been pretty good, I think, at containing star players so far this season, or at least making them work really hard for their shots. Did the same tonight, but Nixon was able to, even on a bad knee, was still able to sink some of those shots. How deflating was it for you as a defensive player to give a good effort defensively, know that you guys needed to put it in on that side of the ball to get it back in the game, and still have it come up short there?
Yeah, he hit those two real tough ones right as we had gotten it to about 10 or so, and we were starting to get some momentum. And, you got to give him credit for that because he's a good player, but when you let a guy have a couple easy ones and he's already got 15 points, then you just have to give him credit because he's going to make some of those shots. So we got to find a way to, when we face guys like that in the future, take their rhythm out for the entire game and make them hit tough shots, because if they hit a couple in the first half but they don't get any easy ones, they're going to struggle to hit those in the second half.
Coach talked about a little bit yesterday about not looking forward, taking things a game at a time. Was there a slight hint at who you were playing Saturday that maybe you came out a little flat-footed looking forward at when you're facing a Colorado State team that was struggling a little bit?
I really don't think so. I think we just didn't respond well to the way that they played. Like I said, we knew this was a big opportunity for us to get to 4-1, and I mean they beat us twice last year, pretty good. So we were. I don't think there was any issue like that. I just think that we just didn't play very well, and we got to fix that. Can't let that happen at home.
When you turn the ball over once or twice in quick possessions, do you feel like that affects you mentally to the point where it kind of snowballs into more carelessness with the basketball?
I wouldn't say carelessness, but you start thinking a little too much, and that's when you make silly turnovers, but not from carelessness. So we had how many turnovers? 17. So we had a couple plays that they made that forced us into turnovers, and then, like you said, because of that, we started thinking, and we had a couple really, really bad ones that kind of shot us in the foot.
Give Colorado State credit. I thought they were tremendous. I thought they had a great plan. We had two really good possessions to start the game offensively, and felt like we were going to settle into a rhythm. They called timeout, and they proceeded to take us out of about everything we wanted to do in the first half. So give them a lot of credit. We didn't respond very well, and like I told the players in the locker room after the game, this one's on me. I didn't have them ready to face what they were going to face. Didn't have them ready to respond the way we needed to respond, and we kind of dug ourselves a hole on the scoreboard, but also, mentally, first half, we were just stymied. We didn't move the ball. We didn't move ourselves. We were extremely stagnant on the offensive end. And then defensively, we really didn't execute our plan at all and take them out of anything that they wanted to do. They got us on ball screens. They got us on penetration. They got us on second shots. We just didn't have a defensive presence that we needed to have to withstand the offensive struggles that we were going through. So, disappointing, but again, give them a lot of credit. They were tremendous. And second half, I thought we had some good stretches on both ends of the floor. The problem was Prentice Nixon hit some unbelievable shots where you got to tip your cap. I mean, we were doing everything but fouling him on 3 or 4 of those, and he got him to go down. So credit to them. I thought they were tremendous.
It has to be deflating when you guys are starting to make a comeback and he hits a couple of shots.
Yeah. We got it down manageable a couple of times to where it felt like things were going our way a little bit, and we needed 1 or 2 more stops to really tighten the noose a little bit, and I mean, he hit a couple shots that were just unbelievable, and he was doing it on one leg. I mean, he and Page are tough, experienced, smart, high IQ guards on both ends of the floor. They do a tremendous job in terms of of taking things away from you. They're very, very intelligent players, and I thought Page had the first half I thought he was better, and he didn't make a lot of shots, but defensively I thought he did every bit as good a job as Nixon, and Carvacho does what he does. He's all over the floor, all over the glass. He's a good passer, and I thought he was really good as well.
Were you surprised that Nixon came back after he crumpled down?
The way I thought he tore his ACL, the way he was grabbing his knee and kind of screaming there in the first half. I even waved Larry and the trainer down because I thought he had torn his ACL, and so when he came back, I was a little surprised. Yeah, and then to hit the shots he hit and he can't he can hardly bend his knee. That's an amazing performance. That's a lot of toughness right there.
Coach, Kobe until the very end didn't really even get a lot of shots off. What were they doing defensively?
Just really, they played him like they've played him every time that we have faced them. They pressure him 94 feet. They really try to take his rhythm away from him. They try to make everything hard for him. They make it hard. They switch when he goes off a handoff. They trap when he goes off ball screens. They're physical away from the ball, and they make him earn everything. And he never did really get in the flow, and they try to do the same thing to Sam, and Sam found a couple ways to make him pay there in the first half, and then he got a couple open looks late, but we didn't string enough good possessions together in the first half, and then we had a couple of stretches where we just turned the ball over like crazy, and they made us pay. I mean, 22 points off turnovers is hard to withstand.
How much of that 17 turnovers and 22 points off of them is a product of them playing just really good defense, or do you guys just being careless?
Yeah, we were pressing a little bit. Some of those were basically we were pressing, but again, give them a lot of credit. I thought they did a good job in causing some of those turnovers because they just totally took all the rhythm and things we like to do away in the first half, and then the ones in the second half, I think we were just trying to make too many things happen and in a rush and trying to get it all back at once, and that's never good.
When you turn over in bunches like that, does it become a mental thing with you guys to kind of think more about keeping the ball?
Yeah, I'm not sure it affects you on that end as much of it's just really deflating to go down and not get stops and then turn the ball over on the offensive end. It makes that mountain seem pretty high and almost impossible to climb. And again, we made a couple of runs, but again, I told the team afterwards, you put this one on me. I don't think I had them ready to go, and I don't think I had them ready to face what they were going to face. And like I said, I knew kind of how they were going to play us. It's the way they've played us since we've been in the league, and that's kind of Larry's MO, and just didn't have them ready.
Two players. First, D'Angelo it just seems he's very hit or miss. It's either he gets 26 points, super hot shooting, or it's a night 1 point on 0 of 3 shooting and on 1 free throw. What's the key with him? Like, why is it some games he's super aggressive finding a shot, and sometimes it just seems he takes a back seat?
Yeah, I think it's really with him. It's kind of dictated on his matchup, who guards him. It seems like he struggles sometimes against pressure, and doesn't ever kind of get going, and then that kind of carries over to the defensive end. And you make defensive mistakes, you're not going to stay out on the floor as a bench player. And other nights he gets a favorable matchup that lets him do some of the things he likes to do, and he takes advantage of it and makes the other team pay. And he didn't get that done. He made a really good play to Sam Merrill in the first half on a drive and a kick. I think it was Sam that he found in the corner. I thought it was a really good play, and didn't get much going after that. But he's got to make the adjustment. It's not junior college anymore. It's a battle most nights. You've got to play a little lower, a little tougher, a little meaner. Especially when you come off the bench. You have a shorter leash, and you got to adjust to that.
The second player, Diogo Brito, I think he's made a ton of strides strides this season. He's playing tonight a couple very kind of veteran style plays. How have you seen him improve, and what do you think his kind of ceiling is as he kind of deepens into his career?
You know, he's a complimentary player. I mean, he's a guy that makes other people better. He's a pass-first guy, really. Forced a couple there in the second half, but his intentions are good. He's trying to make plays for his teammates. I thought Diogo wasn't on his defensive game tonight, to be honest. He's usually a guy that we can count on disrupting the other team offensively. He gets deflections, steals. He's a really good denial defender, and I thought he got taken advantage of a little bit tonight, more than usual. But thrilled with the progress he's made on both ends of the floor, and tough nights, some nights, and I thought he had a little bit of, his stats aren't awful, but defensively I thought he had a little bit of a tough night in the first half.
How do you bounce back now that you get Nevada on the road on Saturday night? What do you, like you said, put it on you, leave, tell the guys, but how do you get them mentally ready, or is that going to be a problem knowing what you're facing on Saturday night?
I don't think it should, and we did a great job last week of bouncing back from big wins and focusing on the next opponent, and we've got to do that again tomorrow when we come in. We've got to have this one flushed, and I think they have enough respect for the talent that Nevada has, and their preseason record and schedule kind of speaks for itself. But on the other hand, we've gone to Nevada and played really well. Really I think every year we've been in the league, we have had a chance to win in the second half, late in the second half, and just haven't been able to make those plays to get over the hump. We've got to play much better, obviously, Saturday than we did tonight, and they know that. They know the schedule, they know who they're playing, but can't really think of Boise yet. We got to put all our eggs in the Nevada basket, and we talk all the time with them about every night is a separate 40-minute entity. The way we have to play, the way we have to prepare, the type of team you're facing. You can't look at records. You can't look at who everybody thinks is supposed to win. None of that. You have to focus on what you need to do to win and then try to do that. And, they did a good job of that in Vegas. That's exactly what we needed to do, and they did a good job of that. That's the approach we got to take Saturday.
What is it about the state of Nevada? I mean, the Friday before UNLV, you said that we've played well down there. We just haven't gotten over the hump. Tonight you say the same thing going back to the state of Nevada. What is it about that gets your guys going? Is that just kind of a thing? No,
I think there's some to it. They're great venues. They're good crowds. They're talented players. And so, you've got to strap it up when you go in there, or it's not going to be good. And players know, players know players, players know talent, and we'll be ready to go on Saturday. They'll be ready.